Hi everyone, I got some new pens that I wanted to share with you today, and these are the Uniball Signo 207s, and these are the BLXs. Of course, they're still gel like the other 207s. And I always like to give prices and everything. So at Jet Pens, these come in either 4 or 5 packs, and on Jet Pens they're $9. The 4 pack is $7.50. You can buy them separately for $1.90 each. However, on Amazon they are a little bit cheaper. The 5 pack is $7.29, and if you just want the 4 pack, it's $3.99. But of course, I had to try out all the colors, so I ended up getting the 5 pack there. So still, for 5 pens for $7 and some change, that's still really inexpensive. They do, as far as I can tell, only come in 0.7 millimeters, so that's like a medium for the writing tip. They do say that these are super inks, which means that it prevents against check and document fraud. So I'm assuming that's some kind of, here's the back of it, some kind of permanent type ink or archival type of ink. So that's really good. And it still has the same kind of design as the regular 207s, which I'll compare that in just a minute. So I ended up with these pens because I really prefer jewel type colors. So that type of tone, just a really deep, rich color. So of course I was thinking when I got these, it would be like navy, chocolate brown, hunter green, eggplant burgundy, that type of thing. But as you can see, it's black ink infused with color instead of normally you get colored ink, and if you want darker, you put black into it. Of course, I'm not an artist, but that's the basic gist of how you get the darker colors. And so you would think with these that it would be the same result. However, it is most definitely not. It's just a completely different method. And so they are definitely not what I was expecting here. I would say my go-to preferable color is a blue black or a navy. So I really had high hopes for this. So in general, the Signo pens are a better gel pen. I would probably rank them about a B. They are good gel pens. They're not the best that I've ever used, but they're definitely a good pen. Of course, they're not the worst either. I have had some problems with these and also the regular Signo 207s of some skipping and some fading. So they're not my absolute favorite pen in the world, but definitely not bad. They are just, like I said, just a good solid B there. So I think that skipping and fading issue seems to be, at least for me, with the Signos, just a problem across the board. And there is a little bit of smearing. I'll do a little bit of a pen test here at the end, but nothing crazy. If you wait just a few seconds or so, it will dry just fine. If you're wondering, like I do, because I prefer Japanese type of nice paper like Tomoe River, it's going to be just the same as far as performance. It will be perfectly fine. It will not bleed through or have any shadowing really. It's just the dry time is going to be a little bit longer than that. These, because of the colors, the BLX ones, I'm going to rank those as a B- or a C because of the colors. They're really not distinguishable enough compared to other pens as well as compared to each other. And so I think with this, nobody's really going to notice when you write down with these pens. They're not going to say like, oh my goodness, is that a BLX pen? Those are so cool. The only way they're going to notice that it's a black pen infused with color is if you bring it up. So if you want a perfectly interesting topic of conversation, then these are interesting. They're interesting definitely in their concept, but I think as far as the execution, they're not really great. So let me go ahead and pull these out now. That's what it looks like. And of course I showed you the back just right there. So here is what they look like. So as you can see, I think they have a really cool design. It is mostly black and then it fades into what the color is. I think that's just a really sleek, cool design. And then the clicker is, I don't know how well you can see that, but it is transparent with the color of the pen on there. And so you can see the black clicker part. So I really like the design of that. That's really, really cool. And the grip itself is just like the normal 207, where it's got this textured grip around it. As you can see, they're kind of lines, and they're alternated between each one. And then at the very top, it's kind of got this ridge or ledge. I don't know what you want to call it, but it does go up like kind of like the peak of a mountain is the best way I can describe it. So this is kind of an odd design grip for me because I don't know why it's not textured all the way around. When you're actually writing with it, I have just normal size woman fingers and hands, and it's just, for me, it's just a little bit uncomfortable. I would rather have this textured grip all the way around because my fingers actually don't fit where this ridge is and where it peaks up here at the top. So that's just something, it's a personal preference, but it's just something that, it's not uncomfortable by any means, but it's just kind of an odd design. So the grip part, as you can see, is a little bit bigger than the rest of the barrel. I am a huge pen nerd as far as the clip is concerned. This one, again, is just a really great size. It's neither too long nor too short. It's also neither too thin or too wide. So you want to be able to fit some paper or go around a coil or something like that. And it's great. I do really love the pen clip on this. This one is plastic, so it's a little bit less sturdy. Here is the regular Signo. So you can see the design differences here. The regular 207s do have a little bit more spacing in here, but that doesn't bother me. But for some reason, the regulars have a metal pen clip, whereas the BLXs have a plastic pen clip, and you can see there's a little bit of spacing in between there. That's, you know, just part of the design, so that's cool. And they both are labeled with the Signo on that. And as far as the length is concerned, the regular one I thought was a little bit longer, but it looks like they are the same size, the exact same size. And the regular one, at least mine, has a metal tip on the end, where the BLXs are all completely plastic. So that's just something to consider. And then the regular Signos, as you can see, are transparent. You can see the ink, where the BLXs you cannot. So like I said, really good writer. They're not the first pens that I reach for, but definitely very consistent. So I do like that. Okay, let's go ahead, and now we're going to play a guessing game. This is what I'm going to be talking about. These, in my opinion, are really hard to distinguish between sometimes each other. Like the brown and the red look similar to me, as well as the blue and the purple. And like I said, on paper, nobody, I think, is really going to notice what they are. So here's the first one. So what do you think the first one is? This one right here. I'm going to write it out for you. This one is the blue-black. So you can tell kind of when you get really super up close, but that's what I was talking about. It's not really distinguishable, and then you can see there's a lot of smearing, and I waited, what was that, 2 or 3 seconds on it. So there is some dry time on this one. Here's the next one. This one is the brown-black, and excuse my handwriting. So that's what I'm talking about. Would you be able to tell that that's a brown black? I cannot, and I'm doing this in real life. So here's the next one. This one is probably the easiest to figure out. This one is the green black. So there it is. And 2 more to go. The next one. Purple. And of course, that means last but not least, this one's going to be the red one. This one was probably the biggest disappointment to me because I really love burgundy, and you can't really tell, as you can see. The brown and the red looks very similar. I mean, I have my camera down really low, and you can probably tell a little bit of difference. The purple and the black, again, let's do a smear test on these because these have had some time to dry. So it is... They will dry and they will be fine, but you do have to give them a little bit of time there. So that's my review on these. Like I said, I think overall this is a solid B pen, but these BLX, because of the colors and just, I think they gave it a good effort. It was a cool concept, but I don't think the execution, at least for me, did not live up to my expectations. I don't think they're as unique with the wow factor that they were trying. And so I think overall, I think if you have to make a choice, there are definitely better gel pens out there. I am not going to be buying these pens again, so of course you make that own decision for yourself. But I think overall that they were disappointing to me. I think they missed the mark. But there you go. Last but not least, I'm going to show you really quick if you're concerned. This is a Day Designer, so you can see that there is a little bit of shadowing. I would say this is normal paper. The Day Designer isn't awful paper or great paper either, but there is going to be some shadowing, but definitely no bleed through. So like I said, just a solid gel pen. I would probably stick with the regular Signos or go with another gel pen if I had to do it all over again, but it was an interesting experiment. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I will talk to you again soon.